Oh, I'm live, but I'm not visually live. All right. What happened to the picture, guys? I don't know. Oh, there I am. Hi. Can you hear me? Can everybody tell me that you can hear me? Hello, hello, hello. 2 thumbs up, something, an acknowledgement that we're here. We're live. So happy to be back. Oh, good. You can hear me. Excellent. Thank you, Karen. So nice to see you. Last week we had a storm where I was in the woods, and surprise, I'm back in Massachusetts and we're having storms, but I think I'm okay. Richard, so nice to see you. I look fabulous. Thank you. I think it's the hair. I think the hair is it's taken over. It's got its own life, but I think I'm going to chop it off. Because I'm really gray, as you can tell. And it won't go short. I think just for here for now, because I'm really I'm sure not everybody wants to hear this, but I'm really gray. And so it's almost, if you see me up close and personal, it's like multiple colors and it sort of drabs me. But anyway, we'll see. Cromel is here. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. So, anyway, I'm so happy to be back in my world. A couple of things to share just about, the last 30 days. Helping out my brother was one of the greatest joys for me. Professor Khan, welcome back. Kakan. um, I really, the companionship, even when he was not there, but he'd check in every day, was really great for my spirit, for my soul. And then when he was physically there and we spent the last 7 days together preparing the house for his friend to come back from the procedure, and I'll talk about that in a minute. It was just, I don't know, it was kind of nice. I've been on my own my whole life. And then when my mom lived with me, I mean, she lived with me for 10 years and she died. She's been gone 10 years now. So I've been on my own for 10 years. And prior to that, I was alone for 40 something years. So it's very odd to be in sync with somebody. And those of us and in the chat that have been sort of on their own, right? You know that when you're with somebody, it's kind of nice to have that conversation. And I made coffee more than just me. You know what I mean? So it was really great. The dogs were a lot. The 3 golden retrievers tried to sleep with me on a single bed. And, I got my 2 little puppers over here, sound asleep. They still haven't gotten their juju back. And it was wonderful, but they're very needy girls. More so than my boys, if you can imagine. And their world was rocked too, right? The person they spend the most time with hasn't been there for 30 days. And they, they don't understand. They're like, where's my dad? Where's the person who's been feeding me, hiking with me, all this stuff. So it is, Karen, nice to have coffee with somebody. I do miss that. Karen, maybe we'll do a live just with each other and do a FaceTime or something and have coffee together. It's really just, how's your day? Okay, you have a good time. You have a good day. What you going to do today? Fine. We didn't spend the whole time together. He had things he had to do. I was a cleaning machine, dusting and cleaning and sweeping and vacuuming and washing windows. I don't even do that here. So, it was just, and then I took the dogs for hikes. Once I figure out, and I'm going to reach out to Mish or somebody in the chat that's really good with YouTube and StreamYard so that I can show you the video, because I did record it and talk to you guys as I was huffing and puffing up the mountain. I'm like, okay, guys, I have to stop recording for a minute. But I got pretty good until I hurt my ankle. And then I still did it, but it was much slower. But it was fun. I don't know if I can live in the woods by myself. I don't know. This didn't answer the questions before I got to 45%, almost 50%. Now I think I'm at 50%, 55%. Squidgy. Then found one I had bought a few years ago. Windows still need to be washed. Girl, mine are they I don't know how big they are, but they're not little windows. These are big ass windows. Almost floor to ceiling. Almost. Um, and Biscotti just stole Luca's bone because Luca's not eating. He's a stinker, this one. Carmel, in other words, the dogs took you. Oh, yes, they did, Carmel. They took me on hikes and I sang up the mountain because it was like, if I don't get myself somehow up that mountain, I'm just gonna lay here and wait for someone to find my body. It was pretty funny. And getting up there was like, okay, I just need to sit down on this rock for a little while and catch my breath. But the dogs wanted to play, so I had their, those sticks that you put a tennis ball in and you throw. And they just kept going and going. And so my right arm was very sore. Oh, I was buffering. You cannot live in the woods by yourself. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm buffering. Am I okay now? See, we're having storms, guys. I hope this doesn't affect our live. Good now? Okay. I'm just looking. Oh, Aria's here. Hello, Aria. I want to make sure I haven't missed anybody. And I'm squinting. Hold, please. Okay. Excellent. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing these. Whose birthday? Who has a happy birthday? Who did I miss? Happy birthday to whoever. Is it your birthday, Richard? Anyway. Okay, so I'm back home. And one of the things that will, being somewhere else, helping someone else. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to get emotional. Gave me purpose. And I did all the things in my brother's house that I should be doing here in mine. So the couple of days that I did come home, I started cleaning projects. I had 5 huge bags that were donated to Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and they came and picked them up. So really wonderful. And it really sort of kicked me in the arse. That the things that I want to do in this house, I need to do. And going to my brother's showed me that I'm not moving anytime soon, at least to where he is. And I don't know if in the backwoods is going to be for me or not. The area could be for me. We could work that out in time, but it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow. And that's great news, right? I wish his housemate great healing and success. We don't want anybody to go before their time. So what does that mean for me? Because I've been putting myself on hold because I didn't want to start something here and then move. So one of the things that look who's here, Clint. And I think Clint is live tonight. Is it tonight, Clint? Are you live at 11 with Witchy, I think I saw? I'm not sure, but welcome. Bow chicka bow wow. I know that song. Um, you know, it's a new month and I didn't get to kick it off. So July is archetype is ignition. It's the month where the spark becomes the flame. And it's very dramatic, but it really isn't. It's the moment where our intention, everything we've been talking about for the last 6 months, meets the momentum. Now we're moving. Now we're grooving, right? And then it becomes like this visible change because we've made some decisions. I don't think so. That was last week. Oh, it showed up on my YouTube thing. So, okay. I'm really behind, Clint. So, what does ignition mean? So, it's a couple of things. It represents activation, right? Something's been dormant, and I'm going to bring in my garden, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So, don't let me get sidetracked. Um, and, it's this shift where we've decided we're going to do what we've been talking about, whatever that is in your life, in my life. What is it? And heat from the ignition. It doesn't have to be hot. It doesn't have to be this major chaos in our lives. It's the warmth that's required for transformation, right? So you've got the seed in the ground that's coming up. You've got the roots taking root in the earth. Our ideas are rooting. And July is just when it's starting to, hey, I'm here, and it's brewing beneath the surface and it's actually popping up. And that ignition requires the fuel. What is it that we're choosing to feed it? Right? So I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Please tell me I haven't. I don't think I have. So June was about receiving, right? It was about the softening, the opening, the willingness of us to let life hand us the ingredients. And now we're saying, I'm ready to cook. I got all my ingredients now. I'm ready to cook. And so, what's this project? I've been thinking about a project. And July is finally when I send that email. And initially, before I went to my brother's out in the boondocks, Deliverance Country, I was like, maybe I'll start this meditation in-person group. And it required me sending an email. It was requiring me to reach out to this organization that's local to see if I could host it there, etc. Well, I don't know. I may know the song Ignition by R. Kelly, but it's not ringing a bell. Get it? So in speaking the truth to myself, right? Is this something I really wanted to do? And I didn't know if I wanted to do it because I didn't know if I'd be living here. So, when we learn something new, this is when we apply it, right? Clearing relationships, sort of setting stuff aside and setting new boundaries and knowing what I want to do and where I want to go. And I've been hemming and hawing. So the decision for me in the short term is that I'm not going anywhere from this physical city that I'm in. That could change if I win the lottery tomorrow, fingers crossed, but still don't know where that would lead me. I finally made a live LOL homesick today. Aria says, I finally made a live LOL homesick today. Okay, so Aria, if you made a live on your channel, can someone put her channel in here for me? That would be awesome. And because I want to support you if that's the case. And you did that because now you got your fire lighting lit and you're going, girl. And I really want to be a champion for you. So congratulations if you did that. But ignition requires a choice. And the choice that I'm making is not necessarily that I want to do it at a physical location. I want to revamp my YouTube so that Tuesdays are when I'm face to face with you, and then maybe Thursdays would be more video related, meditation related, thought provoking, where I can get some of my ideas out into the world to influence or inspire different ways of thinking, because we're in a really critical time in my life personally, in the community, and then I think kind of nationally. There's some shite going on. And then, universally, the world is sort of topsy turvy. And if Ben was here, he'd know what I mean by this, and maybe some of you others will. But Greg Braden has been doing these and re-releasing some of his videos. And I got to tell you, one of them really unsettled me because it's really on point on what's happening in the world and globally. And there's a handful of us, whatever a handful means. It could mean a million, it could mean a billion. I don't know what it means, who are open and receptive to all ideas and people and cultures and anything else that's just controversial in the world, because I don't want to make this about that today. But a witchy is on tonight. She has a UFO alien thumbnail. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. So anyway, July is the match for me. You don't strike it against every surface. You strike it once intentionally to light one thing at a time. And for me, I thought, well, let me do that. Let me find a way to better communicate. So what does that actually mean? I have to engage somebody who can help me with StreamYard and creating my videos and making my intro. And I still have my old intro that Nico had done one for me, but Mish has done one for me. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So nice to see you. So, it's something that I need assistance with. And tomorrow I'm going to spend quite a bit of time online going through some YouTube videos, but I get overwhelmed very easily. That's one of the side effects for me from my heart event and just processing things. Once I get it and I'm fine. And I did it with Restream, so I certainly can do it with StreamYard. And I'm doing the free version because I'm not paying for crap if I don't have to. That's one of the reasons why I liked going live, because it's just YouTube. I don't have any bells and whistles, but I like the idea of doing a quick intro. I like the idea of being able to do videos and showing you, for example, as I was huffing and puffing up the mountain with the 5 dogs, and how all that was, but the peacefulness and the potential, if I were to move, of that space and creating retreats. Oh my God. So anyway, I digress. So for you guys, it's like when something ignites you, right? Is it truly aligned with what you want, or is it just fantasy? And what do I mean by that? Like, we can say, what I really want is a Ferrari. Well, in my particular case, that would be a fantasy. It's not aligned with what's reality for me. I can't achieve that today because I don't have the money for that today, right? So that's not truly aligned with what I want. And so what is it when something ignites you personally? Is it truly aligned with what your goals are, or is it just fantasy? And fuel, ignitions need fuel, right? So when you hit a match, for me, fuel, it's about habits, boundaries, support. Part of my goal is to be healthier. So my friend Echo at Living Your Best Life has inspired me to been working out. I do it every single day. I've been doing it a little bit more intently now, especially walking up that bloody mountain. But then coming home and doing the exercises and working on my arms and working on my belly and working on my hips and my tushy and my legs. Just trying to build some inner strength. Putting food in, because being at my brother's house, he doesn't eat sugar. So there was no real cheap food there for me. It was basically my meals. Now, does it mean that I didn't have watermelon or fruit or something sweet? No, I did, but very rarely. It's like they weren't my cupboards to sort of comb through. And I didn't eat any of his housemates' food. I didn't feel like that was appropriate, even though he sort of gave me carte blanche. But I also felt like this was an opportunity for me to focus on being healthy. And then being with the 5 dogs kept me constantly in motion. I'm a couch potato by nature. I like to sit down. Those dogs didn't let you sit down for very long. So, we were constantly on the move. So, you can't really ignite a fire when you're exhausted. You have to find your time to rest, and that's in setting your boundaries. And then once you ignite something, you're no longer who you were before, because now you're moving forward. Karen says, hang on. Dun, dun, dun. All right, hang on. I got to put my eyeglasses on. I also love to see walking trails, nature, birds, flowers, or whatever else you might find on the walk. Oh, Elizabeth, in these mountains, first of all, the deer have no fear because there's no hunting in my brother's area. And he has 27 acres of basically woods. I think a half acre is sort of mowed. That's it. Everything else, it's woods. And you could hear all the birds, all the different birds, all the woodpeckers, and they would fly low to the ground. Like it was almost like they were saying, "See me, I'm very pretty and I'm flying by you." And it was beautiful. And the deer just would walk up to my brother's front door, noshing on whatever flowers the poor guy ever has. They get deadheaded very quickly. But it's them, and that's what I show you on the walk that I was doing. And I will find a way to play it for you guys, because you can hear them. And the silence of humanity, all you heard was nature. It filled my soul. And I think, oh no, maybe I didn't sing it to you guys. I think I did in the video. So I don't know. I'm sure you guys have seen it online where this guy has been singing about, every single cell inside his body, every single cell is happy and well. Have you guys heard this yet? So I sang that all the way up the mountain. And especially since, when I was not feeling great and I was a little bit tired and my ankle hurt, I was like, no, no negative. Every single cell inside my body, every single cell is happy and well. And I was tapping and I was singing and I was walking, and the dogs are looking at me like, oh, that human has lost her marbles. But it was, again, engaging the thought that if I tell my body it is healthy and well, if I tell my body every single cell is healthy and well, I am going to be healthy and well. And not only am I going to be, but I am, because I'm telling it I already am healthy and well. So I love it. You can start a fire without a spark. Is that the Billy Joel song? I'm trying to get the Billy Joel song in my head. Shoot, I'll find it. All right. So anyway, let me keep going here. dancing in the dark. So let me ask you guys this instead of me doing all the rambling. Have any of you, is there one thing you've been preparing that feels ready to ignite to start? Like, notice how your body feels when you think about it. Is there something, that you're ready to do? Or do you need the fuel? Like, do you need us to encourage you this month to keep that flame going? Right? So whether it's going live on YouTube or whatever it is. Oh, Springsteen, you can start a fire without a spark. Oh, right. That's exactly right, Karen. But there's one by Billy Joel. Now you guys make me gotta go look for it. Whoopsie. Hang on. We didn't start the fire. Did somebody already put that in the chat? We didn't start a fire. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to make up the wrong words. So, dancing. So, Elizabeth says, not for me. My Mars is in Gemini. So, if your Mars is in Gemini, does that mean that there's nothing you're starting right now because of that? That's my ignorance. Karen says, for the first time in a long time, I was ready to do something new and needed, but then I had a huge mouse invasion, and now my house is torn apart even more. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's such a bummer. I'm so sorry. You've really had it rough over there. That sucks, as they say. Um, so the other thing that I sort of want to tie it together with is when we think about this ignition, the seventh law of the universe is the law of cause and effect. And we talked about that last year, right? So every action creates a result. Nothing happens randomly. Your choices are the cause, your reality is the effect. So for me, the cause, if the choice is on Thursdays, I want to make more of a video-esque type show versus this live. Well, then the reality is it's going to be a video, not a live. Duh. Um, but so the ignition is the cause and the momentum is the effect. And that is sort of the cause and the effect, tying in the universal laws. And, when I think about my garden, even, the this rain that we have been experiencing, the humidity, it is like a jungle, which I want to share with you guys. The other thing that I want to learn is to do YouTube live on my phone so I can take you outside and show you real time. It's a small garden, by the way. It's nothing massive. It's sort of a secret garden in a way. But it is a jungle. And while I was away, I had a lovely neighbor who watered most days, not every day, but most days. And yes, I had someone taking care of my kitty cat, Marley. She was not happy with me not being here. I have to share that with you. Yes, Echo, your mind believes what you tell it. And that is why I keep saying, instead of saying, well, I hope this is going to be, or I will be better. No, I am better. I am better. I am better. I am feeling well. And if I keep repeating that, I know I am going to be. It's just that I want to act as if I am. I did that even driving because I'm not a fan of driving and I had to drive several hundred miles. So I wish I knew how many miles it was that I drove to my brother's. Where did I stick my phone? Do I have the miles? I'm going to just do this for a second. Hold, please. Oops. Does it say? So it's about 200 miles from my house to his house. Um, and let me just exit what I'm doing here. And it's mostly highway, up to a short distance into New York, and then it's all back roads. It's all back routes, if you will, mainly single lanes. Um, and there was a purpose of me telling you this. Well, me. So my whole mantra was, I got in the car before I left, and I just said, "Thank you for my safe arrival at my brother's," as if I had already arrived at his house. Thank you for the safe travels that I experienced. Thank you for all the drivers on the highway being courteous and respectful. And because I will be on the highway and people will be zooming in and out and up and down, and that causes me extreme angst because I'm not a great driver. I mean, yes, I know the road, but I don't enjoy the whole driving thing. But the route in which that I was taking to his is majestic. When I tell you that the mountains come up out of nowhere and it is glorious, I wanted to enjoy that and not feel like, I was on a speedway and everybody's passing me and honking at me and rushing me. And I set cruise control. I was on it just under 75 miles per hour. And for me, it was wonderful. But setting that intention, what Echo is saying is it changes sort of the chemistry in your brain. And saying that you are going to be well, and repeating all these things really does, from my experience, change the outcome. And every single time I got home to my house or to my brother's house, I'm telling you, I had a phenomenal experience. And driving home with my two boys, can I show you the boys? Well, Lucas probably he's doing a little cleaning, but I got the two boys down there. Um, um, they yes, I had to give them drugs so that they didn't get sick on the ride, but the drive was great coming home with them. And anyway, you should have asked Richard to drive you. He's like an Uber driver. I know. If he was physically closer, Carmel, I probably would have. I would have said, Richard, can you be my Uber driver, please? But I don't think his wife would have liked the distance that he would have had to have driven. Anyway, it really was the same week that I was going to call my sister and ask her to come. And then a few days later, the mice invaded. Timing was very weird. Wow. It's like a jungle. Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Oh, we got more music coming. I have a mantra from John Edward. I have an alarm set every day to remind me to say it out loud. I am healthy. I am whole. I am complete. Yep. Sliding into the message. Let's go. Let's see. So with the cause and effect, whatever we set our mind to, whatever goal it is, and it doesn't have to be fancy schmancy. It can be as simple as inviting somebody to your house. Having done all this stuff for my brother inspired me the couple of days during the month that I did come home and I did all my stuff. I started to. And so the room in which my cat spends most of her time, I consider it a library, and it's got all my books, but it also has her kitty litter, and it's very dusty, and I have all my papers and all that kind of stuff. And it's force is the wrong word. It has encouraged me to organize it and clean it so that A, if my brother does come to visit me, he has a place to stay that's not on the couch, or I don't have to go to the couch. Um, it also can become my office where I can do my videos. It also can be where I can break out all my singing bowls and show you my beautiful singing bowls and play them for you, if that's something that someone's going to be interested in on a Thursday night. So, there's a couple of things that I have in my head that will generate people participating in my YouTube channel, growing my membership or my subscribership. I don't know I don't really have goals here specific to have, like, oh, I want 1,000 subscribers. I want it to be authentic is not the word. What's the word? I want it to just come naturally. I want it to come on its own. I don't want to have to, create funny stuff in order for people to say, oh, let's go to her channel. She's a nut job or whatever. I don't want it to be gimmicky. I want you to find me and like the channel and come to the channel because that speaks to you. I don't want it to be gimmicky. And yes, I would love to have more people participate, but I'm really happy with all of you guys just showing up every time I go live. That makes me really happy. And when I see my friends, their channels are growing, I'm thrilled for you, and I have no envy. So I think it's just setting your mindset to, this was me building friends. I was lonely. And if I go to the woods, I'm going to be lonelier because there are fewer people. So how do I build that community where I can say, hey guys, and we get together and we see each other, you know what I mean? And we talk. And there's still some topics that I want to do before the end of this year. And I haven't been able to, just because I wasn't physically here. But Richard, you'll probably get a message from me in the next couple of days just saying, hey, should we schedule something to start talking about our religious topic that we wanted to bring up? And just see how that goes, because it also is part of having faith in you, in your ideas, in what you want to accomplish, in the people that you want to have around you. It's having the divine within us and the light within us, and sharing that in whatever way we choose or we deem appropriate. Sorry, I have to rearrange my feet. I have a puppy on one of my feet, and I need a drink. So hold, please. Take a drink of your water, folks. Okay. Oh, chatting. Hold on. Chat's coming out. I missed the chat. Oh, Karen. Great, Karen. I'm glad to hear that you would like to hear the singing bowls. I like driving that part of the Pike too. I usually prefer the more direct northern twisty route along the Mohawk Trail. Yeah, going straight up the Mass Pike to the New York border and Route 87. And I remember being in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which I think is very pretty. They have some mountains there that are just unbelievable. Really, I did a hike and I can't remember the name of the place that I went for a hike, but Chattanooga was really beautiful, and driving through some of the places that I went to in Tennessee, magical. I think I'm a mountain girl because seeing those trees and the greenery, but the majestic nature of them, and how as you're driving, it almost keeps moving with you, but then you get close to it. And next to you, it's filled with these boulders. I just love that. And my brother made these beautiful rock walls, which I showed you, the moon gate he created by himself. It's on my posts. But Love Chattanooga. One of the best rest stops I've ever seen. Oh, Clint, I really, 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 really like Chattanooga. Um, I don't know if I were ever to go south, um, which is probably a stretch for me. I really liked Chattanooga, and I liked the people. I didn't mesh with a lot of people, but they were kind people, and I liked that about Tennessee. And I know that's not all of Tennessee, but Chattanooga was nice. I didn't get up to Nashville or anything. Yeah, well, I liked Tennessee. I liked Chattanooga. So I'm sure the rest of the state is beautiful as well, but I don't know it. Um, and so the bird is the word. You guys are so funny. So I lost my train of thought. It'll come to me. Oh, we were talking about driving and just being majestic and setting your expectations and what is it that you want to create. So that's really what July is about. You're igniting that fire. I used to say you got to light a fire under my ass in order for it to get moving, right? Because I am a couch potato and I lived in fear. I lived in fear of rejection. I lived in fear of nobody wanting to watch me. And I was like, who gives a hoot? If you don't want to watch me, don't watch me. I would love for you to want to be here. I love when people on replay um, and participate or send me a comment. I love the engagement in our chat, whether it's applicable to the topic or not. All of that stuff doesn't matter because one habit, your confidence starts to rise. When you set your boundaries, your relationships reorganize themselves because you know what you will and you won't do or accept, right? And it helps to have that. um I got to see some family um at a baby shower, not a baby shower, a baby first baby birthday, and it really was lovely. It sort of filled my soul a little bit, and I'm still the oddball in the family, but I had to set the boundary that, does it really matter? And do I need to make it a big deal? And once I made the decision, it had nothing to do with the other people. It's almost like we project onto other people, well, they're not going to like me and they're not going to talk to me. You make up all these stories before you even get to where you're going. Instead, I just went with love. And I was like, what an enjoyable time. And were there things that people were starting to say that might have wiggled a response? Yes, but I'm like, look, that's not what this is here for. It's not my discussion. I don't have to participate in things that I know nobody wants to hear my side. And that's okay. And just setting that expectation and just having that response made the whole experience better for me. So I want to encourage you, if you are in difficult situations with people, or you have different political views, or you have different religious views, or you have different whatever views on any topic. The sky is blue. No, it's green. Okay. Whatever you believe to be true is true for you. Live in it, right? The cause of you doing what you want to set in motion will give you the result, the effect that you've been looking for. I guarantee it. We just have to believe in it and embrace it. You know what I mean? Oh, I love that song, Carmel. Uh it is Knoxville, Memphis, Nashville, Cherokee. I love Tennessee. Probably my favorite state now I ponder on it. Nice. Clint, I don't know if I know exactly what state you're in. Um, you are smooth like Tennessee whiskey. It's a great song. So, July is not asking you to be perfect, right? It's not asking me to be perfect for shit, sure. It's asking me to be willing. It's asking me to ignite the choice. It's the cause and effect is the promise of what I want to do, right? It's, yeah, Chris Stapleton can sing anything. He is amazing. Um, I used to be scared of him just because of all the hair. And I don't mean scared of him, but he was sort of an intimidating kind of guy. And I was like, oh, I'm sure I'm not going to like his music. And then I said to myself, you're judging a book by its cover. Open up the book and read the chapter for God's sakes. And I did. You're in Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, nice. Shenandoah. I haven't been there, but that's beautiful. My mother and brother went to a wedding down there and they said it was gorgeous. Talk about gorgeous mountains. Nice. So, I'll be live on Thursday. So I haven't made this change yet. I actually need to talk to Mish and see if she can help me with a few things. Yeah, where John Denver sings about. I know. Country roads, man. Well, I was playing as Cromel knows, the banjo as I was driving down to my brother's house because you're going down into the deep woods and you're like, okay, you're looking to the left, you're looking to the right, you're like, okay, am I going to be abducted? Because you're in the deep ass woods. And I could have screamed and nobody would have heard me. That's how deep in the woods we are. Or they would have heard you and gone, what is that sound? And then it just echoes and goes away. But I'm not sure the dogs liked it as much. They like people. And they really missed sitting on their ottoman, staring out the window and looking, notifying me that people are there. So instead, all the dogs decided to howl at 2:00 in the morning when they probably heard a deer outside the front door, or I don't know if there was a bear. My brother doesn't have any on his camera, so it's mainly deer and little critters. But they would just bark and bark and bark, and I'm like, I don't know what you're hearing, but it only twice in the 30 days did I feel like I wish I had protection. I don't want to say the word on YouTube, but you know what I mean. But that means I would have to learn how to use a device to protect myself. And if I were to move there, you can guarantee I'm going to learn how. So, but that's not for today. So let me just tie some things up. July, even though we're 7 days into it already, and I was a little bit behind, is about ignition, right? It's about starting the fire of what you really most desire. It's awakening whatever's dormant, thinking of a garden, and everything that's blossoming and coming to life. Dive in, and take that chance and have confidence in what you want. It is all about you. For me, it's all about what do I want? And the old me wanted everything to be face to face and everything to be in a physical space in order for me to feel like I could empower others or, inspire a good deep meditation. I've been doing this for a while now with some friends, meditation, and it works just as well online. And I've been inspired by people that do it online. So I don't see what the big deal is. I just need to get over the limitations I've set for myself. And that's really what it comes down to in the end. So, you guys, oh, hang on. So I am thinking, yes, a violence dispensary device. I am thinking about moving, given the right situation, but right now isn't the time to do it. And I would have to have some serious discussions because my brother would be heavily involved. And if I built on his property, um, there's a great place that we picked out on his property for me to put a nice, double wide mobile home, and create my own little garden. There's great space for me to do it there. It's about timing. And right now, the timing is not right. So I've been, you know, I sold my house 4 years ago. So, and I've sort of been unsettled here, not knowing if I was staying or going or moving or what I was going to do. Um, and so I now kind of feel pretty confident that I'm going to be staying here for at least another 2 years. Um, and if anything changes, I'll go with the flow. That was the most important thing for me, Karen and group, is I have to, uh, I'm a control freak and I like to know when things are happening. And this taught me to just sort of embrace where I am. Hi, pup. Someone might have to tinkle. Um, to embrace where I am and what it is that I want to do and make my home a home instead of, being in boxes or feeling cluttered. And I mean, I like to be organized. So I have the ability to do that. So I'm going to stay put for a little while and things can change. But for right now, I'm going to stay put and I'm going to make the effort to create some new things on my channel so that I can create more engagement and maybe more interaction or more participants. So that way, I Clint has inspired me. He's done some interviews with other people. That's kind of cool. Elizabeth does it frequently. She does it with uh, I'm even forgetting his channel. Truthway, Victor. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. She goes on his channel. They have great conversations. I'm always in the background. I'm always watching. Well, not always, but mostly watching. There's a few people that are really doing some cool things that I like. I don't have to steal from that, but the idea is that engagement. I still have some friends that I want to come on and have conversations with. And I know that it can impact and inspire people. Why 2 years? Well, so I think we'll know in 2 years. That puts me at 65. So, and I want to be settled for the last several years of my life, whatever that means. And so 65 is sort of a goal for me, Karen, to decide, should I stay or should I go now? Clash, anybody know that one? Um, and so that's kind of, it gives me a chance to make that decision. Am I happy enough where I'm located? Do I need to look for another town or community? Because there's a town not far from me that is very youthful and very spiritual. It's called Amherst, or Northampton. It's a lot of colleges are there. A lot of people like the witchy stuff, or the hippy dippy stuff, as my friend Jimena would say. Um, and so, some of this. Other energetic kind of conversation, maybe I would move that way. I'm in sometimes this is kind of a dangerous neighborhood that I'm in, but financially is been my challenge. So if I can do something to add a little bit more money into my pocket to save, then perhaps I could um, make that move. But it's going to take some time. And that's kind of where I'm going. Yes, Clint, I am 63. So, I and I've already, I've kind of had a couple of health scares enough in my life. So I want to be able to live my best life. But I also want to be closer to my brother. I mean, we get along really, really well. Um, I don't need to be in his house because he has to have a life. But I really want, I love that security. And we like each other. I actually like my brother. It's not like, oh, I got to go see my brother. I like him. We like each other. I will share with you before I go. So we play this game. I don't really know what it's called. People say it's called Sorry. It's a board game with marbles. And we do a lot of competition, but it can get vicious. And my mojo was off for the third time. I'm like, he used to call me the Witch of Ware because I was always winning. And I was, I guess, karma because I got my arse kicked. But it's fun and we have fun together. Um, we have similar tastes, but very different. We have different goals in life. But there's a balance. And and as I think about getting older, I don't have kids. I don't have people that are going to take care of me or be there for me. He doesn't have kids. Um, so it's kind of like, well, we could be there to sort of golden girlish, if you will. Um, and there are other people in our lives that, we don't have that infrastructure and community that's going to take care of us or or be there if we need somebody. Um, and that is kind of scary for me. Um, I don't want to be left alone in a home someplace where no one comes to see me or talk to me or I don't want that. And I don't have the financial. So I want to be careful of the words I use because I don't want to put that into the future. At this moment, my bank account doesn't support being in a facility that would be enriching. I'll be in the poorhouse. So I want, I'm things will change as life goes on, but I that's part of the reason I'm building a community and I'm doing it online. But if I move towards him, I would be building a different kind of community. And if I move within the area I'm in, I also could build a community. Where I am right now, they're not as receptive to my energy. And I don't want to force people, to believe what I believe, but I also don't want to be criticized for that either. All right, hold on. Let me just see what I'm missing here. Right, Echo. No one is promised tomorrow. Let me see. I am just sort of, if you want to do it now sort of person because life does change overnight. The Clash, the most evolved punk band there ever was, Rock the Casbah, one of my most favorite. Why it got to be Golden Girlish? Why can't it be Lenny and Squiggy? It could be Lenny and Squiggy. Oh, which Golden Girl would I? Oh God. Well, I know who I'd want to be. I know who I want to be. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I want to be the sassy gal, the one who got a lot of dates. I love Rue McClanahan. She was great. And if I'm going to be a golden girl, I want to go like that. Anyway, I just, my little bell. Blanche. Blanche, she was great. Wasn't she great? I love Blanche. I love Blanche. She just is the woman after my own heart, boy. Um, yeah, I definitely am a Blanche girl. I'm blushing. I don't know if but anyway, maybe we should end today on that note. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. Who the hell knows what topic's going to come up? Um, you're Dorothy. Well, Dorothy got a little something, something too. I'm just saying. So, as always, you guys, I send you with love, with light, with healing, with compassion, with joy, um, with inspiration, sprinkled with a lot of laughter and giggles. So, until I see you guys next time, please stay well, be well. You are truly blessed and be blessed. Mwah! I love you guys. Thank you for being here.